Welcome to the Profit Talks podcast, hosted by the Orange County Inland Empire SBDC Network, funded in part by the U.S. Small Business Administration and the California Office of the Small Business Advocate. This show is the go-to resource for business owners seeking empowerment, education, and resources to succeed. Join us as we connect you with experts, share the triumphs of fellow entrepreneurs, and reveal the wealth of assistance available to you today to level up your business. So let's go. Let's dive in and learn more. And boy, I always say the best podcasts are when we dive into a world I've never seen before. That's certainly the case here today, as we have the two founders of Erase and Embrace in Temecula join us to discuss their tattoo removal business. What a wild idea, but probably a very needed service. Welcome, if you will, to the show here. We have Nyssa, Finn, did I get that right?
Yes, you did, Paul.
On the left-hand side of your screen, and Geanie, Galindo. All right, we've got two nurse practitioners. You guys, one of you went to UCI, in fact, here. I think Nyssa.
That was nice.
Yes,
did.
I did.
And how do two Nyssa girls end up doing something like this? Tattoos, that's rough, tough, and gangs and bikers or old hippies like me or old crazy stuff here. Let's talk about that journey. First of all, you're both nurse practitioners, right? And you have practiced for a while, right?
Yes. So I just got my nurse practitioner license earlier this year. I actually started the business right in the middle of my last year of NP school. Would not recommend, guys. It's really tough. It's very stressful.
Yeah, exactly.
It's doable, but prepare for the long
So
haul.
if you're going to be a nurse practitioner, I would think you've already decided you're going to work for somebody else. You're going to work for a hospital, you're going to work for a med spa, you're going to work for somebody else most of your life, right?
You would think.
Yeah.
But I think, Geanie and I, when we met at an aesthetic corporate environment.
This is some like big corporate medical med spa or
Huge,
something. Right?
huge. You'll see them around every single corner.
Okay.
We saw the potential and the need for laser tattoo removal, and I think our energies just vibed pretty well.
Yeah, it's rare that you meet somebody with the same drive and ambition as you. So when you do, make them your business partner.
Yes.
Why not? There you go. So what did they do? Tattoo removal at this med spa?
Yep.
Yes, that was one of their services, and we would get a lot of people come in with tattoos, and we would treat them, but there would be some ink colors that were a little tough to remove.
Ah.
Yeah.
Some people had a harder time based on skin tone, and we just didn't feel like that was right.
'Cause doesn't it leave like a big scar or a white mark or something? Doesn't it leave something behind if you don't do it right here?
It can.
If you're not, depends on what you're using.
Yes.
Okay. All right, we're going to talk about let's dive into that just a little bit here. Tattoo removal. I know nothing about the world of tattoos. That predates this old guy here. Although I am kind of an old hippie, and there was certain appeal to being wild and putting Born Free on your arm or something here. But today's generation, my daughter's generation, she's in her 30s now. They all got tattoos. She's got a tattoo. Tattoo became a real hip thing to do. But you're committing to a lifetime, keeping that on your arm. Maybe your girlfriend isn't your girlfriend or your wife anymore here. Maybe that silly thing isn't so silly anymore here. Maybe the stuff, the rough, tough stuff, the skull and crossbones or nasty stuff you put on your arm because you want to be tough doesn't look so cool when you're trying to be a corporate executive later in life or something. Talk about the kinds of things you see and why do people want them removed?
All kinds of things. Styles change, you change, people in your life change, and change is okay. So while it was permanent, let's say 40 years ago, 50 years ago, here at Erase and Embrace, it doesn't have to be permanent anymore.
Yeah.
No. And I think with the going off the styles changing, back then there was that one TikTok trend where you saw everyone getting Disney tattoos, Star Wars tattoos, Harry Potter tattoos.
Yeah.
But on the other end, you also get more serious tattoos of past relationships. They can be exes.
That's one I could see. I'm in love with you, honey. We're going to put our names on each other's arms here. And all of a sudden that doesn't last, but the tattoo does. And every time I look down, there's my ex.
Yeah.
You thought it was forever.
Yeah.
And that is beautiful, right? But sometimes forever is not forever.
Yeah.
But now you're not stuck with it.
So you
No.
can embrace change. Why the
Yes.
name? I get erase. Why erase and embrace? Where does that come from? That's a very clever name.
Well, when we first started as nurses, one of the biggest qualities a nurse has to have is adaptability, right? We have to pivot into whatever situation. And I think that kind of goes with our business ideas, that we've always pivoted, we've always embraced change. And I think in the realm of tattoo removal, that kind of falls in line with trying to move on to a new chapter. Embrace that change, embrace this time for
yeah.
you to move forward with your life.
What do you think, Geanie? Fill in the blanks here. What more is? Who came up with the
Yeah.
name?
It was collaborative. Everything
Yes.
I think Nyssa and I do
Yes.
is collaborative.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Everything.
Yeah.
But I think it's our wish for our clients. We wish that you can erase the past and embrace
Yeah.
your future.
Yes.
So erase and embrace.
I like that.
Yeah.
You're not stuck with the past, even if it's stuck
No.
on your arm here.
No, I mean, the past, it had a place, right? It makes us to become the people that we are today. But
Yeah.
now it's time to move forward to that new chapter, and you can have it and you deserve it. And everyone deserves that opportunity for change.
Erase the past and embrace the future. All right. The other group I see lots of service people. I don't know why. It's like a rite of passage. You're in the Navy, something, you got to get a tattoo. And maybe that doesn't fly so well if you now want to work for an airline, or you want to work for Disney, or you want to work for somebody that's very restrictive on tattoos. That doesn't fit anymore. Do you see a lot of that where people now trying to erase that image off their arm so they can fit into a different time and place?
We do, like
lot.
military recruitment, first responders. Certain jobs do have tattoo compliance. And what we do is we'll offer a letter of proof that they can give to their employer that they've started this process.
Wow.
Like I said, we're very determined to help everyone come with their new chapter, like just start their new chapter.
Yeah.
It shouldn't
Yeah.
hold you back.
Exactly.
And if it's
Hold you
holding
back.
you back, let's
No.
get rid of it.
Yes.
How about the other one? And maybe this is a rougher topic here, but a lot of kids, gang members,
We do.
A lot.
and that was their life then, and now
Yeah.
they've transitioned out, but they're forever marked with it, and particularly if it's visible on their face,
Yes.
not
Very
just on
common,
the arm. You can't cover
unfortunately.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
it's very common. Most of the gang-related tattoos, though, are amateur ink, in that it's a lot easier for us to remove it compared to a professional
Yeah.
tattoo.
Like jailhouse tattoos, somehow they don't put it in
Yes.
right or as deeply or something.
Yes.
About half the time because the ink quality is not as good.
Mm-hmm.
So it's half the time of a commitment in the removal process.
Yeah.
How do you remove it, and how long does it take?
Oh, we love this,
Yes.
and this question's great. Have you ever heard of a pico laser?
Yes.
Never. No.
We have a pico way laser. It's made by Candela, which is an amazing laser manufacturer, and it is amazing.
Yes. So we used to work with a nanosecond laser. It used a lot of thermal energy, and you had mentioned that, Paul, where you saw that ghosting, right? That scarring.
Yeah.
That we saw a lot of that with the nanosecond laser. With
It's like a ghost image that
Yes.
remains behind. Yeah.
Yes. When picosecond lasers came out about 10, 11 years ago, that was the game changer. It helped not only reduce that risk of scarring, but it was able to target a lot of ink colors on all skin types. And again, part of our mission is tattoo removal should be for everyone. It should be accessible.
Is
to
it harder
everyone.
with darker skins or different skin tones? I
It
mean,
used-
I'm super white here. Does that make it easier or harder for me to?
On the
Yeah.
old lasers, it made it
Yes.
easier for you. The pico laser is inclusive.
Uh-huh.
We can treat more skin tones and make it more accessible for you, which is why we took the investment. Pico lasers cost more in general.
Can't you don't have to tell me how much, but it can't be cheap.
More
No.
than 6 figures.
Yeah.
Wow.
let's say. Yeah,
Wow.
More than 6 figures. Yes.
Wow.
But
Okay.
that
But it's
in-
inclusive.
it is.
And it should be inclusive in 2025.
So you got 6 figures invested in just this machine. You've got
Yep.
you've got a site somewhere, like in a medical center or just a shopping center. I don't know, where
So-
would you do this?
As a startup, we knew that we needed to make the right financial decisions, right? Because
Yeah.
everyone says first year in business, a lot of people fail. So
A huge number of people fail in the
a
first
hu-
year because they haven't thought through.
yes.
Oh, I didn't know it was going to be this much. I'm ran out of money. Great
Exactly.
idea, but I can't get there.
Exactly.
That wasn't going to be us.
No.
I can tell that.
No. And we had another one of our coworkers from that corporate med spa start her own business in a rented studio at a sola salon. And she was explaining to us how her business is doing. And you know what? We were like, why not check it out? Let's take a look. And we love it there.
So subleasing from somebody else.
Yes,
kind of, right?
subleasing from someone else right at this time. It makes sense for us to
Yeah,
do
right.
this.
And keep our costs
They've
low.
got customers coming in already, so they're
Exactly.
advertising stuff. You're not just sitting there waiting for somebody to find you.
No, and there's other tattoo artists in that same
Ah.
building. There's other PMU artists in that same building.
What's a PMU artist?
Permanent
makeup. So you think of tattooed eyebrows.
Oh, yeah, I never thought
Yeah.
permanent. That's right. They get like eyeliner and stuff. from
Yeah.
it.
Hairstylists, estheticians.
So we're kind of in this whole realm.
So they put it on, you take it off.
basically. Or we need someone that needs a cover up. Who better to refer to than someone that's right in the same building who does great work. We have a great relationship.
So you can adapt it so that the name gets covered, but you still like the image or
Right.
something. here, or the
Exactly.
And
word,
it's
yeah.
B2B business.
Yes.
We get a lot of referrals, but we give a lot of referrals. And it's small businesses supporting small
One
businesses.
another.
Boy, I love that. Who would ever thought there'd be a network of among the tattoo? I think they'd almost be angry at you. Oh, no, we don't want you to take it off, but they recognize that some people want to alter it or take it off. And,
Like yes, there could be that one viewpoint. That's a valid viewpoint. But on the other hand, that collaboration between tattoo artists and a tattoo removal med spa, that is where we can provide a service that not only benefits both of us, but our client. Again, what's our
Yeah.
value is providing the best service for our client to make sure that they get not only tattoo removed, but if they want a tattoo over it, we can recommend them someone
Yeah.
who not only does a great job,
what a
but they're
cool
right
idea.
there.
Yeah.
Well, and tattoo artists are our #1 clients.
Yes, yes, they are.
So I have to ask, because everybody's thinking it out loud, do you guys have tattoos? Have you had them removed?
Both.
I
yes.
have one tattoo. I had it touched up. I like it. We've removed Nyssa's tattoo.
Yes, so my back and then my eyebrow tattooed. Too.
Eyebrow. Oh, I would think because some people want to get all like permanent eyebrows or something.
Yes.
Or thicker or whatever it is. Or
Yes,
something.
and styles have changed.
Styles change from the big thick eyebrows to a narrow one, and I etched this onto my face here or something.
But you're not stuck with something on your face now.
That is, boy, that's my #1 objection to the whole world of tattoos is that you better be sure when you put this thing on your body, you're not drunk or you're not giddy or carried away, or
Yeah.
because this is going to follow you for a long time. All right, let's talk about the actual art of doing this. I assume not everybody does it as well as you guys do.
No, we've been working with lasers for so long. And what differs with our business is, what do we always say, Jeannie? That we are nurses first,
Absolutely.
business professionals second.
We are not salespeople.
No.
We don't need to sell you on
No.
this. You want the service. We're going to provide the best
I
service for
like
you.
that. So you're not trying to talk me into it or something. here.
No, and not everybody's a candidate, and that is okay.
Yes.
It's not for everybody. We're not for everybody, and neither is our service.
And you told me the shock. I thought you just go in and zap it once and it's gone.
No.
You're saying this is a
Commitment.
commitment. This is like 8 sessions every couple of months for like a year.
It's like dating.
At least a year.
Yeah.
So we make it very transparent during our consultations that you need to really want this because this is for the long haul.
Yeah.
And then following up with what Jeannie had said, not everyone is a candidate is if they have certain medical conditions that can limit them from doing laser treatments.
Like what? What would be a condition?
Seizures, cancer,
Oh.
autoimmune diseases. We just
Yeah.
need to make sure that your body is healthy enough to metabolize this ink out.
Because when you zap it, then the ink somehow goes into your body and somehow it has to absorb it and pass.
Your lymphatic system drains it, just like it does anything, any medications or anything.
Right.
However, if your body's fighting cancer, we're not going to have even an effective treatment, and we're going to harm your immune system
Yeah.
at that point.
Okay.
And we won't do that. So that's
No.
not as
Well,
again, nurses
see, I
first.
just thought, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to, don't send me all sorts of nasty notices now, all you tattoos, but I picture some guy in the back of a sleazy bar or something here, tiny, downtown where the sailors visit or the tough people hang out. And I don't picture it necessarily as clean, and they might be great artists, but tattoo removal, do you have to be a nurse to have to use these lasers, or can anybody can I just go buy one and go into the business tomorrow?
Oh no, Paul, don't go buy one.
For that kind of money, no, I'm not going to. But
At least a registered nurse. Nyssa and I are both nurse practitioners now, and we also have a medical director. And that's
Really?
something that
Okay.
you need in California. We have a great medical director. She's a doctor. She's amazing.
who oversees the operation,
She does.
checks in with the patient. So you send people to get some sort of health screening or checkup or whatever. You don't just walk in the street and say, I want to get this gone.
No. So with California too, there is a whole bunch of, legal compliance issues.
I'll
We
bet.
had to make sure we're doing this right. And one of those is called an MSO PC agreement, where you are
Of course.
partnering
Everybody
with,
knows what that
It was
is.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
Yep. You're basically partnering with a medical director, a provider, and then that relationship for the business, that's what gives the patients the treatment. Is we as nurse practitioners cannot collect that money under the business.
Really?
It has to
Okay.
go through our medical director.
And they're putting their license on the line here, so they can't just show up once in a while and take the money here.
No, and that was one of our biggest things. We wanted a medical director that was not only an MD, but someone who is here locally. So she does live in Temecula,
Right.
and she visits our clinic regularly.
There you go.
Yeah.
And she's available
For
at all
questions
times when we
and-
have questions and things. And we really wanted to find the person that aligns with our viewpoints as well.
Yes.
And we did.
So, your nurse practitioners, you
Yes.
saw working in a place, you said, we can do this better. I bet we
Yes.
can get a better machine. I bet we can have a better result. I bet we can
Yeah.
have better patient services.
Yeah.
All the things that you didn't like at this big corporate thing that you were doing.
Yes,
That's where the idea came from.
that is.
But not to say that we weren't thankful for that,
Yeah.
because that really got our feet wet, gave us the
Clearly, yeah.
experience, and we learned
We learned a lot.
a lot. I worked there for a minimum of almost 6 years.
Yes.
Okay. So no bitter feelings, just you think
No.
you can do it better.
Thankful feelings.
Yes.
All right.
very
So, but that doesn't prepare you to be in business.
No,
to
it
get
doesn't.
licenses, to
No.
set up QuickBooks, to write a business plan. How did you find your way to the SBDC?
You know what? Chamber of Commerce had an event,
There you go.
and they had a little table there, and we had no idea what the business aspect of it. We
No.
knew we needed help. We needed to find someone to help us out. But again, back to the financial aspects of it, we can't just drop three or $4,000 on a consultation.
Yeah.
So when
How would you even find anybody anyway? You don't know if they understand your business or if they,
exactly.
the SVDC's got so many branches and 100+ consultants. Chances are they've
Yes.
got somebody who who maybe hasn't seen your exact business, or maybe they have.
No, but I think the number one thing that sold us with the OCIE SBDC, they said they'd help us create a business plan.
Yeah.
They'd said they'd help us with our financial projections. They
That's
had
huge,
someone
too.
for marketing. They had someone for who else?
Business coach,
Yes.
everything that we
Leasing,
could
if you ever need that, leasing help
Yes.
and stuff. Yeah.
Shout out to Ace. He has been
Yes.
amazing
Ace.
in
Oh, I know.
helping us out.
We had
Ace.
Ace on here
Yeah.
before. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Huge help, especially with our projections, to know that can we do this? Does it financially make sense? And if we're gonna bet it all, does that make sense for our lives?
And you're
Yeah.
betting not just the big money of the investment for the machine, you're betting your careers to a certain
Yeah.
degree.
And our time, you can't get
Yes.
that back.
Yeah.
No.
You got to make
exactly.
sure it's worth it.
So has it been worth it? It's been a year now.
It's
What do you
been
think?
It has
amazing.
been.
Today's our 1-year anniversary.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, congratulations.
Yes, it
Thank
has
you.
been all the hard work. I feel like it's been
I
paying
should have
off.
had popped the champagne or had
Hey,
balloons or something.
later,
I
Pa.
didn't know.
Yep.
Later. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Well, congratulations. That's an amazing
Thank you.
story. And was there had to be doubts and worries in the beginning? I mean, you're
Oh,
leaving a pretty
Terrifying.
steady
Absolutely.
concern. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Imagine doing it with a partner too. Not only do I
Yeah.
have my livelihood on the line,
Yeah.
I got Nyssa's too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have like both of our and we've invested in this business, not only financially in our time, but also you look around, there are med spas popping up.
Oh.
What?
Left and right.
I know.
I could throw a stone.
Yeah.
Everywhere. And were
Everywhere.
your friends and family, I don't know if you guys are married or in relationships or what, but was everybody around you supportive, or were people going,
Yes.
what are you doing?
No, it helps having a supportive partner, like to be there behind you nonstop.
Yeah.
He's actually downstairs waiting for us.
See,
Same.
I think that's
Okay.
critical, and that's hard to find
Yes,
because I
it
can't say
is.
I would say you've spent all these years getting these degrees.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna. I understand you're still using it, but that's a big risk and big money
Yeah.
and all this stuff you're buying.
Yeah.
No, my fiance, my family, they always told me, "You're a dreamer, so go dream.
Yes.
Go do it."
If they know
Yeah.
you, if you know
Yeah.
Geanie, you know what she's going to do. She's going to dream. It must have been strange to run into each other when you suddenly dropped the hint. I kind of like to do this myself. And then somebody else said, really? I was just kind of thinking that same thing myself. I mean, you wouldn't tell people at work, oh, yeah, I'm thinking of doing this myself here.
Nyssa and I always hung out.
Yeah,
Always
so-
friends.
yeah.
But she called me up one day and said, "You want to open our own tattoo removal business?" And I was like, "Okay, sure."
Yep.
Yeah,
Why
okay,
not?
sure. It's that easy. Yeah, sure. I'm not saying
Yeah,
anything. How about
let's-
next week? Yeah.
How hard
Yeah.
could it be? Little
How
did I
tough.
know.
Yes.
So what would you tell anybody how hard it is? What advice would you give those listening today who are thinking of jumping ship, thinking of jumping into the water here and trying to see if they can swim? Certainly I'm going to say you probably encourage them to try it, but be careful.
Protect your license and get the right legal representation for you for all your consent, standing operating procedures.
yeah. I never thought of
you
that.
worked hard for your nurse practitioner license, your nursing license.
Don't throw it away.
You need to protect yourself and do it the right way.
Makes
I'd
sense.
say surround yourself with the right people. If you're aligning with people that you're questioning, you're probably not in a successful partnership. You're probably not in a successful place to make your business work.
Yeah, you
And
got to be
so-
aligned. You got to be going in the same direction because otherwise,
Yes.
well, I thought we were going to do this. No, I thought we were going to do this, and pretty
Yeah.
soon you're at each other's throats here. It's not not a good thing. I hear that happen
No.
all the time with startups. We thought we're aligned, and then we got into this, particularly as it grows, and then say, well, I'm happy with just one. No, I want to open 100. What's the future hold? More of these, or are you is this kind of you like it where it's at here?
We plan on growing.
Yeah.
So
Well,
this is just
I see
A
the
race,
look.
race on every corner.
yes, this
Okay.
is just step one.
Yes.
We're putting it out there to the universe. Part of achieving a goal
Yep.
is proclaiming it to the world here. All
And you
right.
have to know that. You have to
Yeah.
know what is each other's long-term
Yeah,
goals.
exactly.
What are you going into?
Yeah.
Because you have to stay aligned and have a
Yes.
mindset where you're not going to blame each other.
No, but that's where business coaching helps.
Yes.
Our
It does.
business coach, Andrew, he's helped us out create our 1, 3, 5, 10-year goals.
Really wonderful.
What to make, like what tasks to do and how we can approach one issue like this. It helps.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Surround yourself with the right people and pivot. You need to adapt because nothing is stationary.
That's
and
what they say
starting
all
your
the
own
time in here. The
business-
people who come in and fund startups
Yeah.
say, I love the idea, but you got to be pivot. You got to be able to pivot when you're in the middle of it.
Yes.
The market doesn't like this. It'd be
Yeah.
better if you did this. And too often they're holding on to it, or they won't listen
Yeah.
to advice.
Pivot
anymore.
before you're in crisis.
Yes.
Pivot when you are forecasting something. And celebrate each other's differences.
Yes.
Celebrate each other's wins and each other's strengths. Don't pinpoint the people around you and what they're not good at.
Yeah. Right.
You know, look at what they are.
Yeah.
So what was the SBDC good for? Would
Everything.
You? Would you?
I know.
Everything. All right.
Everything.
ACE for the business plan, creating that. And oh my gosh, we almost forgot to mention just even the SWOT analysis. OCIE, they will
Strengths, weaknesses, and what's the other?
opportunities and threats, I believe, but
Yeah.
they also look at the whole your competition. They
Oh,
gave us a
yeah.
list of other med spas and then tattoo artists around our
okay.
area.
There you go.
And we can, I guess there's data available that you can track what their metrics are
Really?
in terms
Really?
of finances, so you can kind of compare yourself to that.
Isn't that
Those financial benchmarks.
Who knew? Yeah.
Who knew? And this is free. Like
Well,
this is free from the state. Yeah.
Marketing too. Marketing
Oh,
advice
yes.
is so difficult if you're not someone that posts every day and someone that's used to marketing.
Yeah.
We are marketing every single day, multiple platforms. A lot of the work is marketing.
Yes.
And they've been great for that.
Got to tell your story. They don't just
Yeah.
find you anymore. You got to go out and tell the
No.
story.
No, tell your
and
story.
Natalie has been so great with us, and we meet with her once a month, and it is like checking in with
So
a
you
teacher.
got a whole team.
You got
You
a
didn't- you didn't
team
get
without
your-
having a team.
Everyone needs to go to OCIE SBDC. Everyone
Absolutely.
needs to just book their consultation. There is a Thrive grant too. So I think that was,
there
we
you
got
go.
that last year, and it helps you out. So
And classes.
yeah, free classes. What's not to like?
What's not to like? All right, I'm not
Yeah.
trying to prompt you into.
We love free too, so that helps. That's not a hurt.
We're startups, so we need
We need free
We'll
resources.
take all you got here. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I just think it's an amazing story. I think you two have a very level-headed approach to this. What sounded like a whim, let's just try it, turned into be a pretty serious endeavor with some serious expenses and some serious success and serious potential for growth. And you got you got serious about finding a good team and good partners and good people to work with as your med director and all this other stuff. That's the key. It ain't that simple. Otherwise, everybody would do it.
Exactly.
Exactly. Well, you did it, and I appreciate you for coming in and sharing it all about. How do they find you? Where are you guys located at?
We are in Temecula at the Promenade Mall, and you can find us in Suite 9 at the Sola Salons.
Yep. At Erase and Embrace TR on Instagram. And you can go ahead and Google Erase and Embrace Temecula and we will pop up.
Pop up everywhere because you're doing
Yeah.
marketing.
Yes.
Absolutely. Erase and embrace. Well, for those of you that would like to erase the past and embrace a new future and maybe move on from what you thought was wonderful but now wish you could get rid of, there is a way to do it. And these two young ladies are here to help you with all their medical experience and expertise in a real serious, professional manner that will let you embrace a new life. I think that's fabulous. I think it's wonderful here. All right. Is there a phone number, a website, or anything here?
951-540-6524 is our business line, and eraseandembrace.com is our website.
I'll never forget that name. What a clever name. They definitely came up the right one. All right. Thanks for enjoying this. I won't erase this from my memory. I will embrace it and share it with those that I run into that are moaning about the tattoos they got when they were 20 here. And now
No
what are they
need
doing?
to anymore. Come erase and embrace it.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay.
Thank you for having us, Paul.
Thanks
you,
so
Paul.
much. All right. As we conclude another episode of the Profit Talks podcast, we hope we've empowered your entrepreneurial spirit. Reach out to us to connect with our experts, and let's take your business to the next level. Keep those dreams alive, keep pushing forward, and stay tuned for more. And if you liked what you heard in today's podcast and you want your business to reach new heights, just contact us at profittalkspodcast.org or call us at 1-800-616-7232. That's 1-800-616-7232. So until next time, keep thriving.